Hey, what's up, everyone? We're back. We're back to regular live streams. We're doing David Grier. Everyone's always asking for David Grier, and I always try not to do it because I know it's going to be difficult as hell. So much cool stuff. But I really like how he changes the tag. So instead of he does this slide from 5 to 4. And it sounds really musical if you listen to that performance again. It's so cool. Right there. See, all of this arpeggio stuff that he's stacking together is so cool too. He's like coming up this way, doing one of these, and he tied it to like one of these, maybe one of these. It's so smart. He's put it together in such a smart way that, I know what the parts of it are, but I don't know how he set it up in such a clever way. It's cool. David Grier is always doing stuff like that. I pointed this out to the student that showed it to me. I love that. Such a cool little smart idea to acknowledge the chords right there. Cool. Let's listen to that beginning really quick because that's where we got to start. I was literally transcribing Tony Rice's Temperance Reel when I saw this pop up. Yeah, man, you're gonna have a ton of Temperance Reel tabs by the time this is over. So I think he just has a 1-beat pickup. I'm gonna fill in most of this measure, and I'm just gonna come in right here. I'm guessing something like that. Let's listen to it for sure, though. Right. So that's why we listen to it. All right. So he does have the major 7th in there, so he can hit on beat 1. This is kind of an interesting piece of melody too, right here. So many people play this differently because this isn't how I play the beginning of this melody. Not that any version is more valid or less valid, but I would play it like this. I think I go back and forth like this. I gotta play it. Man, I guess I do play it kind of like him. No, see, I don't actually play like David Grier. I put a quarter note right there, and I don't hit the high G at the beginning of this measure. Yeah, it's just remarkable to me how different the interpretations can be in the beginning of this melody. And I play. It's weird how different these phrases come across. And I remember listening to Chris Thiele play this opening 2-measure phrase and thinking that it was just totally different. Because these are totally different phrases. And normally we see difference, right? Different people interpret fiddle tunes differently, or they learned it from different sources. But man, it just feels like the beginning of Temperance Reel is like very, very fugitive. People play it completely different ways. Does he come all the way down to the E right there? Maybe we got to slow it down real quick. Oh, well, let me show this for the folks at home. Everyone always asks me how to slow down YouTube videos. It's not that hard. I mouse over to the settings wheel. When this comes up, I click on playback speed, and then I choose what speed I want. So I want it maybe at half speed. Then I can listen to it at half speed. That's the whole secret. Da, da, ba, bum, ba, ba, ba. That's what I would guess. Ooh, what is that he plays? This phrase normally can be a little more linear. Right. But he's turned almost like some of this into chord information to create some bigger interval jumps, almost like this jumps down, then the line ascends. Sort of restructures the contour of the melody a little bit. This little chromatic thing happens a lot. I do this a lot in Bill Cheatham. So that's a relatively common move if it makes sense to take the melody there. But yeah, cool stuff. I think that's what's going on right there. The slide right here after that open note. But he's going back and using some open strings. Same kind of phrase, but he's including more eighth notes, right? There isn't a quarter note right here at the beginning. Instead, it's eighth notes. I think that's what's going on. That seems right enough for me. Maybe I'll just start it like this. So I'm gonna write a slide up between these two, and then just write a quick fall after this. I mean, I don't think he actually peaks right there on that downbeat, but I think that might be the most intuitive way to write it. That's cool. So he doesn't have a lot of time left after pulling that little stunt. So he's gotta ascend really quickly this time. Normally he takes his whole measure to just work his way up there, however he decides to do it. But since he pulled this sliding stunt, he doesn't have much time to get up there. I want to see if he's hitting notes in between these. Maybe he's going down, he's hitting like a low B or something. I want to make sure I'm not missing a detail. I think that's what's going on. As always, if you find anything that I missed or you think I made a mistake, just let me know. How many times does he do that now? Yeah, interesting that he doesn't play the F sharp right now. Instead, he plays the E right there. I talked about how the melody could go like this, right? But instead, he plays almost like he wants to keep it more pentatonic feeling because he's done so much pentatonic work. Sort of pentatonic with the seventh. Generally, very little work with the fourth here, except for that little tag that I like. So he ends up hitting some different strings. I don't know how on accident that is, but he more or less played this again. Maybe let's go through this and try to sort of clean it up so it sounds like what he just played. I mean, every once in a while he's catching another string, but I'm not sure it's worth writing down. You know, where like right here, he's like catching the D string or something. I don't think it's worth writing down. Right here, he ends up catching a string too. I guess it's when these slides happen. It sounds like he catches that note instead. And like he does a little strum right here. A lot of times when people play this tune, they actually slide into that E note instead. You see a lot of people playing and they're going. Right? But he's not doing that, he's sliding into the B. And I think he's strumming those two strings. It sounds like the second time he strums both of them. Da 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 da. Right. There's a C sharp right there. That's interesting because we expect the line to keep climbing up, but he kind of instead hits this bass note. We kind of think that it did do that. Thanks, Pep. Whoops. Do you hear that bass note? Yeah, that's cool. So it almost like he's playing this as a hammer-on. And then he's coming down to play that bass note. Oh, and that's what he's doing over here too. Playing this as a hammer-on and then playing that bass note. I get it. It took me a while to, figure that one out, but we got there. So now he's doing this slide. Sounds like the second time it's a little bit dirtier, maybe? Like he's sliding from 4th fret. Oh, whoops, I wrote that backwards right here. Pretty normal linear lines. Whoops, just jumped around in the video again. I didn't mean to do that. I think it's the same tag we saw before. I heard that bass note again. Makes me think that we're just hearing this again. It's the start of the B part, right? Yeah. Let's listen a little bit here. So it's this part. It's all this. Here's that tag. First time through the B part. So we actually are getting different things. I was in the wrong spot. But see, yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure was right. That I wrote down the second B part correctly. So what is that slide? Is he actually hitting that G on top or not? Sounds like he's got an F sharp in there somewhere. Ooh, is that really what's going on? Wow. Okay, I know how I'm gonna write this. So first off, we got the slide. So it's like I'm going from a little part of a D chord up to here. And when I get to the top, I'm gonna hit this low bass note. All right, cool. And then I'm reaching back with my index finger to get this. And now I'm playing eighth notes, and it's just a constant forward roll, I guess. Sounds like he hits the open string right there. He's setting himself up for another slide. Where's he slide up from? Kind of a weird spot. I think that's what's going on though. We're entering the possible revision zone. Right, and he would hit that D bass note. Does he actually do that? Alright, so he ends up mixing it in. So it's almost more like it takes a whole beat for the slide to happen, and he lands up at the 7th fret on beat 1. Right. And this is when he mixes in that low bass note. Where does he hit it though? I'm not a banjo player. It's hard for me to hear this roll pattern. Maybe this is that D note again. Okay, so then this happens, and instead of the open B, he hits the open G string again, and this takes us through 2 A's and 2 B's. Does anyone know that Temperance Reel is also called Teetotaler's Reel? Now you know. I'm going to fill in these pick strokes real quick. If anyone has any questions or anything to say before we call it, I mean, now's your chance. Ask your questions or forever hold your peace. Until next Tuesday when we do another live stream, starting sometime between noon and 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll have some more sort of big videos that aren't live streams coming out soon too. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Like I said, tab available soon, and I'll see you all probably in a video.